Hey.
Hello.
I love the tongue.
I looked like I was just doing one thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Ken. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Dave.
It's my
How's it
new
going?
coronavirus welcome.
Yeah, I love it. I'll do mine.
Yes, you do yours. I'll do mine.
It's just like waving from across the room. Good morning. Oh, Dave, the photographer. How are you? Come on
I'm
over.
very good, thank you.
Come over and give us a hug, Dave.
I'm
Come
all right.
on.
I don't want to intrude.
Okay.
I'm okay from here. Okay.
I like it.
How's things?
Good, man. Good. It's a beautiful day out there, isn't it? Like, it's really nice.
It is beautiful today.
Yeah.
It's warmer today. It's warm, actually.
It is. It's one of the warmest we've had now so far. Apparently 20 odd degrees my thermometer outside is saying.
Wow. You have a thermometer outside?
Mm-hmm.
You are such a nerd.
I know, I'm such a nerd.
What kind of thermometer is it? Is it it's digital? It's digital for a start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got air pressure and, all that sort of stuff on it.
You can tell what's going to happen for the next 7 days.
Yeah, at the moment it's 24 in this room and it's 16 in the shade at the side of the house. So that's at the coldest kind of point. So that's probably 16.9 to 17, but it's probably...
Hold on, you're looking. Can you see it from there?
No, I have a receiver here that can talk to the sensors.
Every day I find something out about you that I just didn't know before. I didn't know you were that nerdy. Here's how I check the weather.
Hands up. I'm nerdy.
Looks nice outside, actually. Looks quite nice.
Hold on a minute, because I give you weekly updates on the weather, and am I generally right?
You are, actually. You are. I'll give you that.
Thanks, man.
But I mean, you would need to be with all your tech.
But sorry.
Go ahead.
I know you love it, so I like to give you like a 5-day forecast because it cheers you up. You kind of go, deadly! I must do this and do that and all this kind of stuff. So,
let's just put it on record. So yesterday, I think you said to me that it was going to be nice today, nice for the next 2 days. Mm-hmm. Then it was going to be cold, really cold, like very cold.
Yeah, very cold.
Because there was a cold
something
front moving
on.
happening. And it was going to be really bad, and then it was going to get better again. So,
so looking at Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, cold, and then back up again.
Excellent. You stand by that still?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Let's come back in a few days and go, you were right, Paul. You were right.
Yeah.
I guess the good thing is, are you one of those people who never needs to ask the question, do I need a coat? You just go, I need a coat.
I need a coat.
You need a coat.
Well, like my granny used to say, don't shed a clout till May is out. So
you have said that to me every year for about 10 years.
I have no idea what it really meant because I don't know what a clout was. But to me, that's like, bring a coat with you in May because it gets a bit cold. But then so does June sometimes as well.
Mm-hmm. You should look into that. What does that mean?
Yeah, some things are like just to be a mystery,
Yeah. A clout in the north is, I'll give you a clout.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing here, which is confusing. But I mean, she was, I guess, 60 years older than me, so maybe it meant something back in the early 1940s.
Maybe.
Let's
have to look into it.
Let's
look it up. Look it up right now.
Let me look it up right now. You talk and I'll look it up.
Don't shed a clout until May is out. Don't shed a clout. I don't know, Paul. I don't know.
Don't shed a clout till May is out.
It is a real thing.
Clout is from the English word for cloth or clothing. And the saying was a reminder not to be quick to shuck the winter woolies before the chilly days of May were over. So it's actually near cast a clout till May be out.
Oh, was she Northern Irish?
No, I'm just reading it and it looks like
Northern Irish.
Northern Irish. Yeah.
Northern Irish.
Well, it says near cast a clout till May be out.
So I wonder why that's called a clout. I'll give you I'll
Well,
give you a
that's for
clout.
you to look up.
I'll give you a clout.
Yeah.
Give you a clout.
But maybe it was like, I'll hit you with my rag, my wet rag or something, you know. I'll give you a clout.
Yeah, I'll give you a clout. It must be that. A
Or
clout,
maybe
a heavy blow with the hand or a hard object. Clout. Influence of power, especially. He's got clout. She's got clout. Influence of power, especially in politics or business. Clout.
I love this. This is amazing. This is better than the original Raw podcast. The emergency Raw podcast is just so much more informative.
There's also a song, Clout, featuring Cardi B. So it's also the name of a.
Nice.
Wonder, was we talking about clouts or clouts?
Clouts. Who knows?
Clout.
You'll have to watch the video. Might give us
I guess so. So tell us, Paul, what have you been up to? Like, what's the crack?
Oh man, it's like it's feels like every day is Sunday at the moment. You know the way Sunday is just that little bit quieter than most of the other days. Certain shops are closed, so it's kind of felt Sunday-ish for the past while. And I'll be honest with you, Sunday is not my favorite day of the week. I don't know why. Like, being someone who doesn't have to get up for work on a Monday, maybe it comes from that. But you know, I like activity and stuff going on. So Sunday being a slower, quieter day doesn't suit me because, I like stuff to happen. Saturday is a good day, for example, because it's quiet, but it's also accessible. If that makes sense.
Saturdays, PC, though, are work days.
Well, they are now, yeah. I mean, a lot has changed over the past,
but Saturdays are work days for us generally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I go, Saturday.
No, you don't. What?
Saturday.
I hope you don't do that going to weddings, man. No, it's
right.
Like Saturday. Yes.
Saturday. Yeah, no, I don't do that.
But anyway,
I always look forward to Saturdays.
Yeah, I know you do. You're that kind of guy. You're a positive guy.
No, Sundays are kind of nice though. They're relaxing and quiet.
Yeah.
But this is too quiet, man. This is way too quiet.
Yeah, but you see, that's exactly it, right? Sundays are good in that sense, like you say, relaxing and quiet. Not my favorite day, but still. But when you've got like 2 months of Sundays, that's when it starts to get a little bit, just a little bit annoying. I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
So
I hear you.
So in that case, like, it's been awkward because lots of stuff haven't been open. I mean, if we had all this time and there was stuff like even a DIY store or a garden center to get stuff in, it would be perfect. But
yes,
it's been a challenge trying to get my hands on a length of 2x4, as they call it.
Although you had a whole load of it stacked onto your shed that you didn't even know about.
Yeah, but I went through that fast.
I know.
What about you?
That is. Yeah, it's kind of. It's just boring, isn't it? It's kind of boring. There's not really anything to do. It's the same thing every day. It's the same for everybody. But we're actually very lucky down here because in our, as you know, like there was a hardware store open down here. It was closed for a while, and then I drove past it one day and I went, oh, it looks like there's people in the car park. And drove in. They said, yeah, what you can do is you can phone the number and you can drive around the back and they'll collect it. You pay over the phone, drive around the back, collect it. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But you see, I'm one of those people who doesn't really know what I'm looking for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I need to go in and go
to the counter and say, give us a length of 2x4 and a couple of nails.
No, I have to look at it and go, what's that? That's what that does. Okay, I guess I'll get one of these. Or, so I have to kind of do that. So I need to walk around the store. But anyway, about a week later, the store opened, but it was like a 1 in, 1 out policy. Well, it was like 5 in and then 1 out, 1 in policy from there on in.
Okay.
But
and did they give you any time limit in the shop, or could you just?
No, it did say no browsing. Go in, get what you need.
Gone.
That was me. That was me snookered right out of the gate. I had to go in and pretend I wasn't browsing.
Did you pretend you knew what you were looking at?
Yes.
Now, do I want
yes.
a 2-inch or a 4-inch?
Yes, I need this, I think. I need this. I tell you what I'll do. I'll put this down here for now, and I'll go over and look at this one. Okay, yes. No, I could be doing with one of these, but I will get that when I come back around after looking at this. What is that? You never say what is, actually.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they were great. Nobody ever rushed you or anything else.
Yeah. I suppose there's certain places that have to stay open for to support farming community and that sort of thing.
That's what it is. It's a co-op. It's the co-op, so it's kind of agricultural. Agri. It's an agri shop.
Cool.
So yeah. The only problem is though, I don't know how often you've had to queue at like Lidl or Aldi or Supervalue or Tesco or whatever. Mm-hmm. The queue is pretty. You can drive up and go, oh my God, look at the length of the queue. It's like half a mile long. But when you actually get into it, it kind of moves quite quickly because, the store holds up.
Sorry. I was moving off to the side to get my.
You got fashion. You've got fashion. I need fashion.
Man.
I need fashion.
Don't even.
What's the hat for?
You've got no fashion. It's just, I don't know. I always wear hats. You know me.
So
I didn't want to make a big deal of it. I was trying to just do it nice and quietly. But
no, it's a thing. Sorry. The Tesco and SuperValue shops. The queue is kind of quick because the shop holds so many people and people are coming out all the time. But at the hardware store, you're waiting there for ages. Go, please stop looking at spades. Just get up, come out. So that can be frustrating. So it takes forever. Even if there's like 3 people in the queue, you're like, this could be half an hour now waiting for people to go in and get what they need to get. Yeah, it takes forever.
Are they doing the thing at the counter where they're chatting away about their...
No, they're very good actually. The only problem with the counter is, this is what it's like at the counter, right? It's like the counter.
Say something.
You can nod if you can still hear me, okay? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Here's me, right? The counter is over. Here's the guy at the counter, right? Countertop. Perspex, right? I'm over here. There's a line on the ground, right? A line run along the ground that you must stand behind. The counter is like here. And you've got all your bits, right? You've got all your bits and you're like trying to put them on the counter, right? And you put them on the counter and then they tell you the price and then you have to pay to get your phone and the machine's over there and you're like doing a balancing act trying to tap your phone, all right? Like that, because you're not allowed past the line. But the problem is you're going, so you're probably breathing out all your coronavirus germs to try and reach. Whereas if you could just stand up here and go, it'd be a lot easier.
Okay. I could hear all that. I just didn't want to talk because it kept switching to my video. And
did you
what you were doing?
Did you have any problems like that?
Not so many. I found one place open after a few days of searching. We have a local co-op here as well. I sent them an email, but they never replied. So I tried ringing, but it was just a case of the phone. They probably just put the phone off the hook because they were so sick of it ringing, But I know they were open, but you can't go in. So I found this other place then, and he had what I needed. He had the wood that I needed and a few other bits because I was just putting in a small little thing out the back, a little greenhouse out the back. So I needed some soil and some other bits and pieces. So, but he was doing a 1 in, 1 out, kind of thing. So there was like a mass of cars outside. Everybody's, I was in the queue first because I got there first, but I happened to park a bit further down. And in between that, 3 other cars came in and just parked at the gate. And I'm sitting there going, I'm first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was here first. What? There's no queuing system here. This is ridiculous. So anyway, the guy came out to the gate and I just walked up and said, I ordered something earlier on. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll have your stuff ready. You could drive on in. So I just got in front of them. So I had to drive in, but you find sometimes people in that sort of building kind of construction kind of thing area, social distancing to them just wasn't existing. They were like walking up to the guy going, "Now I tell you what I need," and you're kind of going, "Ugh." So the people in the shop were cool because they were just letting one in at a time and all that. But he was letting one or two more in after me, and like they were just standing beside the guy chatting. "Isn't this a load of? Oh, this is terrible, isn't it?" And you're kind of going, maybe you should.
Yeah. Imagine you just popped up between them
in a full hazmat suit.
With a 2-meter pole, wedging it between them.
I should be able to do this between them.
Yeah, that's the test. Do the Ricky Gervais office dance. That's perfect. That should be it.
Later on, that's a gift.
That should be it. Have you noticed the weird, annoying thing at like say, for example, at Super Value and at Aldi? And I mean, thank God they're open because they're doing a great job. But like, the weird thing is they've got these new perspex barriers, right? Now I don't know. I'm pretty sure that all Aldis are the same, right? So you know the way it's always like you versus them when it comes to packing. You're like trying to scramble in as fast as you can.
I find myself stressed in Lidl and Aldi.
Oh, it's so stressful. It's so stressful. And what I do at Aldi is I load all my heavy items onto the belt first because they're going to be coming through first, and I put them at the bottom of the bags. But they always turn and say, please don't pack your bags here. And I'm like, well, I'm just putting it into my bag's in the trolley. I'm just putting it in to the trolley as quick as I can.
Where are you supposed to pack your bag?
Over at the counter. You're supposed to literally put your stuff from the belt back into whatever it was in before it was on the belt. So
but if you
your
have
trolley
your
or a basket
set up on your trolley, then you should be able to just put them in just as quick.
That's what I had. So I'm putting them in. But anyway, the problem aside from all that is that the perspex barrier kind of goes down past. I'm the Aldi checkout person. And the perspex barrier comes down in front of them, right? Completely in front of them. There's a bit of a curve. And then it's blank here. Completely blank. And their till is only from here to the phone here, right? So they're here like this. And they go,
what exactly is it protecting?
You're like, what's the point? I'm right here now. It needs to be all the way down to a little hatch like at a petrol station. You know?
That would be cool. They could slide the thing out and you put in your...
Slide the stuff out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what they need.
It just doesn't feel as safe. It feels more ornamental.
They should get like a child's ramp, like a little child's, like a slide from like a child's thing, and attach that at the end with just like duct tape. And then they put your bread on them. You could slide it down. And every time it's slide
it into your bag.
Noise. Whee! Exactly. Just put your bag at the bottom. All right, there you go. All right, beans. Here comes the beans. Whee! Yeah. Okay, what's next? Catchup. That'd be awesome. Oh, hold on, that's wine. Yeah.
Yeah. The wine.
No breakables. You gotta be careful. Yeah. Well, you put your bread in first, then the wine acts like a nice cushion. So.
I always find
there'll be ways around it.
For me, I don't do I never do a full day, like a full big shop at Lidl or Aldi because it's not our local store, if you know what I mean. So we generally go to Super Value, and I'll just go to Aldi for a few things that I like. But what I find is I kind of set my pace on whether they ask me card or cash. So as the things are coming through, I'm packing, and if I can pack it in time for them to go card or cash, then I've won. But if they go card or cash and there's still items there, they win. So it's kind of like,
are you keeping score?
Yeah.
Are you keeping score?
It's 40-32 at the moment.
Oh, to them or to you?
To them, of course, man.
They're too fast. They're too fast. They're too fast. There's too many barcodes in those on those items. It's almost like cheating.
Yeah.
You know? If you think about it, all they have to do is this. Right? We have to go.
And then sometimes, if you make a decision, like you go, I can't put in that one in that bag with that.
Then you're
completely snookered down.
and then sometimes the thing that you want is just slightly out of reach, and you haven't passed it all the way down yet. You're like, oh, I need that.
Oh no, forget it, man. It's too much stress. That's half the reason I don't go there. It stresses me out. Like,
do you think that they get told, don't make it easy on them, at the start of every day? Okay, guys, don't make it easy on them.
Well, they're on a timer system, so
I know it's actually very unfair. I am messing.
I would hate to work there. As in, I would hate to be under that kind of pressure to get people from the thing to the bagging area in a certain amount of time. Like, you know what I mean? Because you might get one of those customers who's struggling with their money, or I can't find it. I think I might have left it in the car, and you're like, come on, I'm not going to get paid if you don't hurry up. You know, I'd have my own card.
I wonder how that works, actually.
I'd say it works on the till. Once they start scanning the first item till the money goes through, might be the...
It's probably just a metric. Like, they probably go, oh, you know, John, you're down this week now. You're maybe you were 3 seconds at the end there from the final scan. No, 3 seconds. 3 seconds from the final scan, John, until you press the card or cash button, and that's the timer. You need to be quicker, John. You need to be quicker.
Week, I was ahead by 10 seconds overall. So can I not use
it? Doesn't carry over.
Oh, come on.
Unfortunately not, John. The problem is, John, what's happening here is you're showing a steady decline. You were 10 seconds ahead last week, but yesterday you were 6 seconds behind. No, was it 6 seconds behind? No, that was Patricia. Sorry. You were only 2 seconds behind yesterday, but you're 3 seconds behind today, John. It's getting worse. So you need to just concentrate on it. That's all I'm saying.
But I mean, you know, some of the items they're tough. They're, you know, I have small hands. They're really tough to.
Which items are you having difficulty with?
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay.
Can
you show me what way you're? Can you show me what way you're scanning? I hope you're not moving the garden chairs down the conveyor belt.
You know, and then the hot tubs were really difficult to scan there last week as well. And
what you need
I had hot tubs and cucumbers. It was like ridiculous, you know.
What you need to do is, with the hot tubs, remember the number. Just remember the number. You don't need to be trying to scan it. All right. The numbers are all there on the sheet, on the call sheet. Just look on the call sheet. Don't be trying to maneuver the hot tub down.
It's like you're like method acting this. It's amazing. You're incredible. You really get into your role. I was actually feeling like I was going to be fired there.
I'm afraid to tell you, John, we're going to have to let you go.
Oh man, I need this job. Hold on a minute. The pandemic payment. How much? Oh, later.
Yeah, exactly. It lasts for how long? Oh, okay. I'm all right. I'll see you later. Might be back. Probably won't.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Actually, on my way out, can you scan me through one of those hot tubs?
Brilliant. Oh yeah. So that's
anyway,
thank God.
That's the new trials of life. Trying to just get through reality.
Yeah, but like, you know, all those people working in shops are like just carrying on as if things are normal because they kind of have to, you know, stocking shelves and customers in and out, putting themselves at risk. Like,
of course, it's desperate.
You know,
it's like this. Card or cash? Cash? Okay, just stick it on. I'd rather not use your cash, actually. Card.
You're like, it's like watching Daniel Day-Lewis. You're just so good at it. You should have been an actor. I think you missed your calling.
Yeah. Do you know what I was doing there? I was doing jail.
I knew exactly what you were doing. That's the whole thing. Like, yeah. I kind of bring it longer here sometimes, even, you know, down to the old wrists, you know.
Yeah. If you grazed off anything.
And especially
can I ask you?
Free in the shop, like I just go, give me more of that.
Oh, well, I definitely. You go in and you go in. Here's my method, right? You go into the shop. You go in. You got your gloves on.
Yeah.
Got your gloves on already.
Yeah.
Get your trolley. Go into the shop. You go in, and the station is here with the wipes and the spray bottles. And you get the spray bottle, and you first of all you spray the handle. Spray the handle. Mm-hmm. Spray your hand. grab your tissue, right? Wipe down your handle of your trolley. Wipe down the rim as well if you really have to go that far, right? Just in case you graze it later. Throw that in the bin. Get another one.
I was the germaphobe here.
Get another one. Spray your hand. Spray your hand. Start pushing. Push down. Push down. Now, what's your process at the end when you get to your car? That's what I want to know. This is make or break.
Okay, what's my process?
At the car, you've arrived back at your car. You've got your groceries. They've just been into the German-fested shop. What do you do then?
I've got the bottle in my back pocket anyway. I always bring the little bottle in my back pocket, little bottle of squirty. So I'll do a squirty. I'll open the door, put the things in, I'll put the trolley back if I have one, and then do another squirty.
Where's your gloves?
I don't wear gloves.
What? What? Am I even safe to talk to you? Who have you touched today?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't think you need gloves as long as you don't like. Here, what's the point in gloves? Tell me first.
Okay, if you have any kind of little open wounds, like I don't know if you've seen my DIY hands. Look at all my little cracks. DIY hands, Paul. Little cuts and grazes. Instant infection.
Right. Well, I don't have any cuts. Okay, so pretty good.
Gloves on. Hacks, little hacks. I suppose you have manicured hands. You dip them into that thing every night and
what thing?
put them into your hand bath. You put your hand in every night. Paul has a foot bath and a hand bath.
I don't have a hand bath.
He puts his hand into these two little pools of like oil of Olay that just go.
I tell you, I don't have them, but if Aldi bring them in, I'm going to get two of them.
Yeah. Oh, you're definitely getting two. Well, they come. In fairness, they actually come.
They come as a pair, which would make sense.
It's a pack of two. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So tell me your car process. Sorry, I don't.
Well, I get back. I get back to the car. Luckily, Dee's car has a proximity sensor, so when you get close, it automatically opens.
Nice.
So open the car.
Got all the tech.
Open the car. Put the bags in. Close the car. Boot. Go to the front door of the car. Take off the gloves. Inside out. Into a ball. Into a ball.
Are you going to do?
Throw it over my shoulder into a hedge.
You pull out a dove then afterwards. It would be so cool, wouldn't it? Take off the gloves. Whoa!
It's the flyers again. What am I going to do with these flyers?
And as you're going around, all you can hear is whoo 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 whoo. Wait till later.
Not yet. Back in the glove. Get back in the glove.
Oh, gloves. I thought you said doves. I'm sorry.
Gloves. Take off the gloves. Roll the gloves in a ball. And then open the car door, because I've now got my clean hands from earlier. Open the car door.
Mm-hmm.
And I put the gloves into a little thing in the footwell of all my German-fested gloves that I can move 2 days later. Get in the car. I've got a big roll, industrial roll of.
All I can see is you get into the car and suddenly.
I turned on like air conditioning. It changed the air conditioning unit to like a canister of antibac spray.
Like an outbreak when they go out one door and then they close it. I'm okay.
Done like that. No, so I just anti-back my hands, wipe down the steering wheel, key, button, radio, gear stick, seatbelt strap. Do it all. You know what? I swear to you. You know what I was doing for about the first month?
Mm-hmm.
Anti-backing all our groceries. Until I found. You think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Listen. I did it once. I wiped them down, and then I was like, I can't do this every time. This is ridiculous. So I'm just going to have to hope.
If it gets me, it gets me.
Pick things from the back so that they've been there for a little bit longer, and maybe if there's anything on it. But
That's what everybody's doing.
But here's the thing I don't get. Like, maybe the people in the shops should be wearing gloves.
They should be.
Or maybe
Some of them are.
Maybe they're like doing their hands every so often, you know. So
I think
I don't know. You know, man, it's impossible to know. It's impossible to know. Like, I just wish the virus was like a luminous yellow or something. So
it would make it much easier.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd make it much easier.
Yeah, so.
Definitely. Or if imagine it smells really bad.
Oh, that guy is definitely infected.
This place stinks of coronavirus, guys. You need to get out of here. Oh my God. Hold on, is that eggs? Oh no, it's just eggs. It's just eggs.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so weird, isn't it? Everything is just so weird now. Everything went from being pretty normal to being completely and utterly weird. You know?
How often have you had to stifle a cough?
Oh man, so many times, because I'm slightly asthmatic. So in the morning, I tend to be like, I have an asthma cough in the morning generally, because you know it just happens. So it's like a sort of cough. So if I'm out in the if I'm in Aldi the other morning even, and I'm walking around and I'm going, I'm like, please, not now.
Yeah, this is the worst place it could happen.
Yeah, why didn't I do all my coughing in the car like before I came in, and then just hold it? But
if you notice, the shops are so quiet.
Yeah, but
they're so quiet. There's a weird eeriness about the shops nowadays. You can hear everything.
I actually had a funny moment the other day. I was in Choice. Do you know Choice? Mm-hmm. It's a store, kind of one of these stores that has a bit of everything. Like, you know,
it's got a good choice.
They'll sell, you know, a box of full fill bars, and beside it they'll have an angle grinder. Do you know that kind of?
Oh, like Aldi.
Pretty much anything. Well, yeah, but in a bit more of a general sort of store kind of way,
right.
Like almost like a pound store, but with more stuff like as well.
Right. Okay.
But I was in one of the aisles, and there was a guy about 3 paces, we'd say, up from me, looking at the tools. I was trying to find an angle grinder blade at the time. I did my check.
Yeah, he's 3 paces away.
Okay, so I'm down looking at this angle grinder. We're trying to read the box. And all of a sudden I hear like a sneeze. Man, it's so funny because when you hear a sneeze now, you kind of go. And I just kind of looked up, and he just looked at me and went, sorry. We just had that little exchange. Sorry, man. It's all right. And you're doing the whole, it's all right.
Yep.
Around the corner.
Yeah, it's fine.
You instantly hold your breath. I don't know what it is.
Fine.
You know.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
The funny thing is, nobody can see you right now. You need to say "it's fine" louder.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway, yeah, like it's crazy, but I suppose we're just gonna have to live this way for another while longer anyway, you know.
It seems like it, Paul. It's so what kind of projects have you been doing then? I know you've been doing raised beds.
Well,
answer me this: why raised as opposed to in the ground? Genuine question. I actually don't know the answer to that. I think it's something to do with moisture.
Yeah, it's probably there's probably a few reasons. There's probably a lot of reasons I don't know, but there's probably a few more reasons as well. Like one of the reasons is that I can raise a bed and I can dig out and put in this good soil that I want, and it'll allow me to change that soil regularly. If I just built it straight into the ground, you don't know what kind of soil you're digging into, you know, that kind of way. Like
you take that soil out.
Yeah, but that's a lot of soil, man. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised at how small area, how much soil comes out of a small area, and I've nowhere to
So are you
put it.
putting in topsoil and compost and mixing it all together?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I was mixing all that in. Plus, it allows you to put like a kind of a rounded top on it with plastic to protect from birds and slugs and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, you can get protection, you can put in the soil that you want, and it's probably a bit easier to work with because it's at a nicer, you know,
height.
size.
It's off the ground.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, as well as that, I suppose, it's because it's off the ground and it's sectioned off by wood, it almost becomes a section of your garden rather than just, you know, in the grass area. Exactly. So yeah, so I just did that to have a bit of fun with the kids and grow some onions, and I have a few cauliflowers growing at the moment and that sort of stuff. And then I'm building a little greenhouse beside that as well to grow tomatoes. So
very good. Very good. That's excellent. That's
what
excellent.
about
Yeah,
you?
we were thinking about putting in raised beds, but then we saw, I think actually we saw a post from Ballyvalan House when they were showing their walled garden. I was like, oh, that looks beautiful. And he was all like, you know, we should just put in the bed ground, in the bed, vegetable things.
Yeah, well, for you,
so
definitely, because you could cordon off a whole area, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, but it's, I ended up looking up a few videos, you know, like raised beds versus in the ground beds and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of it was down to like climate and whether you want your soil to be dry or if your soil gets a lot of rain. Like, I mean, in Ireland, we get very mixed weather, so having them in the ground wouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean? But the raised beds are nice, but obviously the raised beds is a bigger cost because you got more material, you got wood, and got extra soil to buy and all that kind of stuff. So there was all these pros and cons. But yeah, I think we are going to put in some kind of vegetable beds down this side, down the far end.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of long sections of veg.
Yeah.
And
see, what you can do is,
I haven't done it yet.
What you can do is you can have a vegetable area and you can fence it off. So that'll protect it from, because if you had an area of vegetables in the corner not fenced off and stuff, the rabbits and stuff would just annihilate your
and we have a lot of rabbits, man. We have a lot of rabbits.
So that's another reason, I guess, a lot of people will use raised beds in an area that they want to protect them from mice and rats and rabbits and stuff like that, because they're easier to protect, you know.
Yeah.
you went for the rats and for the rabbits.
Yeah, and then I'm funny rabbits. Funny rabbits. Yeah, I actually, do you remember I was all like, oh, my garden's getting dug up terrible by bunny rabbits just all the time. I think it's Boggins. I think it's actually Boggins. I think he's just being a little pest. So I think it ended up being Boggins, but yeah, so we'll have to figure it out. And Dee is a kind of like a planner. She's not like, yeah, let's do it, just do it there.
Yeah, you're a go for
like,
it.
It has to be exactly where it's going to be. You know, has to be thought about and all that kind of stuff, which sometimes means that things are kind of put on the long finger.
Yeah, but it's probably not a bad way to do it, because when you're doing something as big as like a vegetable area and you're halfway into it and suddenly you go, oh, I wish I'd have done it over there because of
exactly.
It's probably good to think about it that way, you know.
So we probably will. I'll leave it up to Dee to kind of decide where she wants to have it, but I think it's going to be down there. But yeah, other than that, just tipping away, doing little odds and ends, and I built a house for my kids, like a playhouse.
Oh, I thought you were trying to move them out already. It's like,
well, if I could get their cot up there, I would, maybe think about it. But actually, to be honest with you, when they're in their cots, that's the one time that they're not really too much of a problem. But
Sadie's going to be getting out of that cot fairly soon, I can guarantee you.
I know. Oh, I know, man. The leg was up the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, she's already gotten out of it once, and that was a few months ago. She hasn't tried since, actually. Maybe she tried and failed. But no, so we just built like a jungle gym kind of thing for them, which is awesome.
Yeah, I seen that. That was brilliant.
With a couple of swings and a slide and all that kind of stuff. But I want to build more things onto it. So there's your book, man. There's the book you need.
Book. Yes.
There's the book you need.
Brilliant.
Here's the book. Amazon.
We should put a
Tells you
link.
all things you need to build with pallets. So I have a few pallets. So I did the floor for the jungle gym out of the pallets. Look, there's a nice workbench.
Wow, that's really cool.
Isn't it? And
Really cool. Yeah, I mean,
there's
I
loads
see.
of things.
Is there raised beds in that as well? You know the
There
video.
is. It's one of the very first things, actually, is a
Okay.
raised bed. I think one of the very first things is a raised bed. Let's have a look. Oh, no. First thing is a birdhouse. Then they have a small planter. Oh, raised bed. There you go.
Brilliant. Look at that. Sorry, talk.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There's the raised bed.
That's
What do you think?
awesome.
Looks good?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
So, and all you need for that, it says, is pry bar or hammer, a power drill and screwdriver bit, circular saw, measuring tape, staple gun and staples. We see this.
Nice.
Toolzilla. I
thought that was the nickname you were giving yourself.
And look what it can do. It can do staples, nails, or little curvy nails.
U-nails, yeah?
U-nails, is that what they're called? Yeah. Then you need 2 pallets, 4 wood screws, 4-inch wood screws, 3-inch wood screws, 2-inch wood screws, and a landscape fabric or tarp.
That's fantastic.
Topsoil or potting soil. So there you go. Raised beds. Pretty handy, eh? Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Loads of stuff.
Good book. Put a link to it in the podcast notes, man.
Yes, I will indeed. For all. The only problem is now I need to figure out, you know the way you drive past places and they have like stacks and stacks and stacks of pallets? Like literally hundreds of pallets.
Yeah.
So I need to kind of contact a few places and just say, can I come and collect a pallet? We're thinking of buying a trailer. I didn't tell you that, did I?
No, that's a great idea though.
Yeah, we're thinking of buying a trailer because we have room to store a trailer. And it would just be handy for being able to go to like garden center and buy stuff, or Absolutely. Go to like hardware store and get like rakes of wood or whatever it happens to be. So I think I've looked up Dundee and I found a few secondhand ones and found one in Kilkenny. I just need to contact a neighbour who has a trailer and ask him, is that a good price? Because you know when you have, what does a trailer cost? I have no idea. So this one was like 400 quid or 450 quid, and I thought that seems decent. If you think of the price of 2 tires and
that sounds good. Yeah,
seems all right.
There's actually a trailer place just up from me where they actually make trailers and horse boxes and all that sort of stuff. Right. I wonder, do they sell secondhand? Like
they probably would. Yeah, they probably would. But I'm thinking like that's probably a decent enough price. The problem is now, of course, you can't go and actually buy anything. Like Dee bought a chest of drawers on Dundee, but we can't go and actually buy it because they're in Abbey Leaks. We can't go and collect it. But we're thinking when we're ready, we can go with our trailer. So I think we are going to buy a trailer. It'd just be handy. So handy.
Yeah, definitely. Trailer for you, definitely, because you've got that space and stuff like that to put in it, you know.
Our trailer's light.
It depends on the size, I suppose. I think a lot of them are aluminium, so they are fairly light. But do you need an extra license to drive with a trailer, or can you just drive with a trailer of a particular
I don't know. That'll be a question I'll ask my neighbour, who's also called Paul.
I'm not sure, but they could have changed the regulations on that. I don't know.
Yeah. I do hear you on that, because you would imagine that
reversing it and stuff, you'd got to know like
what to do,
because it's backwards when you're reversing. It's quite awkward to reverse.
Yeah, I'd say it would be quite awkward. Yeah,
you know.
So I'll have to do a bit of investigative work.
No better, man.
That's that. Built a fire pit.
Oh yeah, your fire pit's awesome. I love that.
Wouldn't say it's awesome, but I tell you what, it worked.
You're very hard on yourself with the fire pit. I was really impressed.
I think it needs. I tell you what, it does need finishing. So basically, what I did was, I dug a big hole in the ground, and then I filled it with bricks, and then. But the problem was, I probably should have waited and bought really nice bricks. The video that I watched on YouTube, the guy had these really lovely, kind of like salvaged solid red bricks. They were beautiful. The only bricks that I could get at the time were just like red house bricks, but the problem is the red house bricks, they're nice at one side, so let's say that's a brick, So it's really nice on one side, but on the other side, it's
They're
all
rough.
like got grooves, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's got the mold, and then it also had the 3 holes in the middle, which is grand and everything. But when you're trying to like not use a whole rake of cement,
Yeah, you
you're
needed
constantly using
solid
cement.
bricks probably.
Yeah, so I actually filled all the holes. I just went and got, you know, soil
Sadie's
and stone.
toys and
Exactly, yeah. I just filled it with all that kind of stuff.
Play-Doh.
Yeah. Actually, funny you say about Play-Doh, because whenever I and then I mortared it and everything else, and then I made like a red mortar
Okay.
from the
I thought you
cement.
said you
But
murdered it.
no. But whenever I had finished it and I was sitting that first night, I took a picture of it and I sent it to Eric. And Eric goes, "Did you make it out of plasticine? Because it actually does look like brown plasticine." That can make a good laugh. But I'm going to surround it in like big solid limestones that I can get from the quarry. So
Beautiful.
it's all right.
I think it was an amazing job. I think you're a little bit hard on yourself, because when I saw it, I was really impressed. So, and I think the more you use it and burn on it and all, it'll darken and blacken, and then you have the limestone around it, and then once you start building around it, like bushes or trees or some sort of vegetation or whatever, it'll look really nice. So, yeah.
Things that can't go on fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Because at the minute it looks a bit sad and lonely out there. I'm looking at it going, so it definitely needs. It
looks like a well at the moment.
It really does. Like it looks like a well in the middle of the garden. Yeah. I'm surprised the kids haven't fallen into it yet. Actually, in all honesty, but they've been smart enough to kind of go to it and go, oh, nothing in there, and then leave it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and I built it up so that I could have built it as a hole and just like a solid hole, but I thought, the lawnmower will fall into it and stuff. So I had to kind of make it come out of the ground.
Oh, I see.
But it gives off some heat, man. I tell you, it's great.
Oh, I'd say so. And you've got so much wood to burn there as well. It's great, So.
Well, that was the reason.
All these pandemic tasks that we're doing. It's great, man. These are kind of things. If you were working, you probably would get around to maybe one of them a year, or in the summer. You wouldn't have the time that you have now.
No, exactly.
I suppose there is an advantage to this, that you can kind of get those things done that you've always wanted to do, like if you want,
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Well, we'll get around to nothing next year.
Yeah. Well, hopefully so. Hopefully it'll be, it'll come back and we'll have a lot of work and it'll be busy and we'll have to catch up. And, that's a good complaint for next year, if we can get through what we have to get through over the next couple of months,
Absolutely. I think the weddings next year are going to be awesome. Like they are going to be, think if it was your own wedding and you had to postpone it, and then finally, and you had to go through all the hassle of trying to organize vendors and organize, all that all over again.
The
especially
relief
if you're
for people
really
next
close.
year,
yeah, and then just that realization of like, here we are. This is it. This is our wedding. It's finally happening, and we got all these people here. I think it's good. The weddings next year are going to be awesome, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be mad, man. It's going to be mad.
I look forward to getting back to it. Like, to be honest with you, I hopefully it happens sooner rather than later, if you know what I mean. Because it just you want to get back to work. Like you want to start earning a living again, and I'm hoping by August we'll start to see smaller weddings going in Ireland anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a few people who have come back to me and kind of said, look, we're really holding out. We're hoping that the phase, which is supposed to start in August, will allow weddings up to 100 people or whatever it might be, But there's such, the problem, I guess, the one big problem with weddings is that they're such close events. Like, it's almost impossible to social distance at a wedding.
It's impossible. That's why one of the weird things was that one of the points, I think it was on phase 4, where bars and nightclubs will be open, where social distancing can be maintained. Or how can they do social distancing in a bar or a nightclub?
Well, in bars maybe, but nightclubs, forget about it. I mean, in bars they're talking, no standing and just having booths surrounded by perspex or whatever, table service.
Who'd be bothered?
Well, that's, you see, I don't know if you watch the daily briefing that they do, the kind of health,
The Irish one?
yeah. So I watch that
No.
most days, and they have a statistician on who works with the model, the modeling data and all that every Thursday. And he was on yesterday kind of saying, well, look, if I'm walking by a bar and it's packed, I'm not going in there. Like, and, he's kind of, because the question was, when do you think bars and stuff will be able to open? And he goes, even when they're open, he said, I won't be going into them. Like, so yeah, it's difficult, that kind of way. It's going to be like, it looks at the moment in Ireland anyway, that the virus isn't actually fully in the community anymore, because it seems yesterday, the numbers that they announced, I think it was 130 yesterday. And, 100 of them, or a little over 100, was in nursing homes, and the other 50 odd or whatever it might have been were healthcare workers. So the question was, so is the virus not really in the community anymore? And he kind of said, well, I don't want to say that, we don't really want, because people become...
Yeah, because they don't want people just going, oh, brilliant, we can go out and socialize.
But I think it's just like, I'm no expert, but it feels like if you're out there shopping and all that sort of stuff, the likelihood is the virus isn't out there, like at the moment. It's not really, you'd have to be quite unlucky to catch it in a shopping center environment, especially with people distancing themselves, you know what I mean? But so maybe another 2 months of that will mean that we've really stemmed the flow of this thing, and that, okay, it's okay to have a wedding, but if anyone feels a bit sick or has a temperature, they shouldn't be at the wedding, or they shouldn't be anywhere near it, that kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think probably a lot of the reasons, from what I've heard anyway, from couples whenever they're postponing or cancelling, is that they're thinking usually of people who need to travel, who won't be able to, or also, or the elderly. Yeah, exactly. And that's it. It's usually those two reasons. Yeah, and they're like, they just don't want to put people through the risk. And
I don't know about you, but like older people, people's grandparents and so on, they're a huge part of a wedding day. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
do you think it will change how people...
it'll change the nature of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think it will? Like,
for a while anyway, yeah.
What way do you think?
I think they might do something with the family and older people earlier on, let them go home and then invite people onto a party or something like that. That's what I've had proposed once or twice from from some of my couples, that they were going to have a small ceremony of family only, and then the parents or grandparents and stuff would go home and they'd head on and meet everybody at the reception.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I
guess people are trying to think outside their box, Dave. That kind of way. They're trying to think of other ways, to make it work and still have your wedding. Because if you've been waiting a year and a half or 2 years to have your wedding this year, and there's a possibility you could have it in September with alterations, you probably want to do it rather than put it off for another year. That kind of way.
Yeah, of course. Do you think it'll change how people spend their time at weddings? Like, do you think, or what they want from their wedding photography? Because I wonder, will it be more? Will days be more family orientated now with this new level of understanding of the importance of family?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that, and on top of it, I think we're going to see a lot more smaller weddings, because there's a lot of people who will just go, I'm not going to a wedding around all those people. No way. So, and I think we're going to be at risk. We're going to be.
Do you think young people are that fearful?
No, young people, no. But I think but how many weddings do you go to where if there's 120 guests, there's at least 40 elderly people, or people of 60 plus, say,
of age.
Yeah.
So,
and I think a lot of people go, feck that, I'm not going to a wedding that, I'd love to go and I'll go to the ceremony or something if it's going to be just family, but I'm not going to a reception where I'm
that's true. That is definitely true. All right. I never thought about it that way before. I was thinking more from the couple's perspective. Will they kind of approach their day in a different way, where they'll will maybe have an influence on what they want from their actual day, from their from their photography, let's say, or they'd be like, oh, you know what, we just really want to spend time with our friends and family, because we haven't had a lot of time to do that over the last while.
Yeah, I'd say that would be a plus.
More important.
Yeah,
definitely. That would be a massive plus. Yeah.
But I mean, that's something you do at your wedding anyway. It's not like you spend hours away from your guests at a wedding.
Well, maybe not ours, but I'd say maybe, and I'd say there's a lot of couples who, there's a lot of brides and grooms out there who would kind of not mind going off for a couple of hours. I'm not saying any of ours would, or a lot of the photographers that we would know.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I wonder will it get rid of any genres of wedding photography is my point. Like, we'll go, you know what? We don't really want to be doing that. We want to really spend the time with our families. I don't know. Probably not.
No, I think you're right. I think it'll make people think a bit more about that aspect of the day, where normally they would have just said, well, yeah, whatever way it goes, normally it goes that way. But now there's going to be an emphasis on, okay, what do we do? And, are we going to spend time with these people? And I want to get back to my reception because I want to be with my guests because I haven't seen all these people in so long. And, so yeah, I agree.
There might be like an influx of more family photographs as well, I wouldn't be surprised. Because they'd be like, we haven't seen it. This group haven't been together in ages.
Yeah, I think you're going to be doing. Yeah, and I think if you're going to, I think one, you're going to be doing more smaller weddings, and I think two, you're going to find that you're going to be shooting a lot of family photos after the ceremony, because some people are going to be heading off home. Some people aren't, are going to the reception. But I think the family photos probably will be straight after the church or the ceremony or whatever it might be, because
I wouldn't be surprised.
So mainly because some people might be heading off, but who knows? I definitely just like one of the strong feelings I have is that we're just going to see more smaller weddings for a while, of 50 people or something, No, it's great. I love small weddings.
Is there a point where you go, it's too small?
Yeah, like 8 or 11,
yeah, you go. There's something nice about it, of course, but like it's
I don't know if
it's hard to do candids. Very difficult.
Like it's a different sort of day. I wouldn't say I hate doing them or anything like that. It's just a completely different beast, because you're almost part of the day.
Exactly.
You're almost like a guest with a camera, because you're there and you're like, how many times can I shoot these people? That kind of way.
Exactly.
So you're really just documenting the flow of events rather than, the people that are there more so. But it's hard to know. If anything, I just hope there will be some weddings, there will be as many as possible, because, like you, I just want to get back to work and all that. And even though there's going to be a risk for us as well, I suppose, because if you go back to work and you've got, let's say you've got 5 or 10 weddings over the next month, and you get the coronavirus, and you've got to either isolate for 2 weeks or you're sick for 3 weeks, then you're snookered again, So,
yeah, absolutely. It's just
would you wear a mask while you were shooting?
Put it like this: if I was going to a wedding and the couple kind of enforced it, I'd say, yeah, no problem. Of course, I'll wear a mask. But maybe it's the right thing to do. I don't know, Paul. What do you think?
Well, I think I would around a lot of people, but at the same time, like, how do you be discreet and shoot when you're walking into a room with a mask on you,
There's my mask.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could actually fit a mask onto your camera?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're like that all day.
That'd be ideal. Just like,
yeah.
That is pretty. That's the way I hold my camera. So like, this seems like the perfect. I could paint this maybe like surgical blue.
Yeah, that's good.
The only problem is when you take it down, you'd have to keep your hand like that. As I say, if a couple kind of said, look, we want. I can't imagine anybody saying that though, but you never know.
No, but here's the thing: like the mask. If you're at a wedding, and all the mask is doing is stopping you, if you have the virus, giving it to somebody else, because it's not going to stop you from picking it up if you're in a room full of people and someone has it, because either you're going to get it through your eyes or on your hands, or you're going to touch your face at some point, or you're going to take the mask off at some point. So I think the best thing to do is to try and stay back from people when you're shooting them. Try not to be standing close to people. Wash your hands regularly. Hopefully during the summer months or during the end of the summer months, we'll have some outdoor receptions and stuff that will lessen, it'll lessen it. But it's going to be very difficult, man. Yeah, it's going to be really difficult.
It's going to be weird. I wonder will it change like receiving lines, for example?
Definitely.
Receiving lines are all about hugs.
Oh my God. That's like the virus spreading method. I'll give it to you, now you give it to you, and then you give it to you, and then you give it to you. So it's like one person has it, then everybody behind them is getting it. That anyway. So
do you know what's mad, right? If you think about the time back whenever we all went, me, you, Eric, and Brian went to the William Shatner thing up in Dublin.
Yeah.
And you think of that was right on the tipping point of when things got real. Do you remember?
Absolutely.
And you arrived that night with your anti-pack. And I'm not laughing at you, but it's just, it's mad.
But you were at the time.
No, but it's like, yeah, I guess in a way we were all kind of having a laugh, And I remember Brian made that joke because we were on the back row of the Board Gosh Theatre, like the very back row of the top tier. And Brian goes, "This is great seating because we can cough on, but we can't be coughed at."
Yeah. And I wonder, did anybody in there have it? Because there's a good chance.
I wonder. I mean, it was massive. I mean, there must be like 5,000 people there. And then if you think now as well, you think, God, if that had just been a week later, that gig would not have happened. No. Because I remember looking up Twitter going, is this gig going to be on? Because William Shatner's in his 90 or 85 or whatever age he is. He's old.
89, I think, yeah.
89. So it's amazing that he was actually even there.
And then somebody sneezed at one point and he was like, what do we
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was funny. What a weird gig that was, man. Holy crap.
That was strange.
That was strange. Strange gig.
So
anyway, will we kind of wrap it up?
I think so.
And resume this on an ad hoc basis?
Let's ad hoc it as much as possible. And we'll try and talk a bit more about
we talked about weddings.
Aldi stuff. We did. This is the least raw podcast we've ever recorded, but that's good too.
Or maybe the most raw podcast ever.
True. Probably the most raw podcast ever. Yeah. All right. But the new video format, you can tell us if you like it or if you just would rather listen to us.
What do you think?
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good little gift.
I can't see you because you're not talking.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Anyway, man. Thank you very much. It was awesome.
It was great to talk to you once again. Give me a fist bump. Boom.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
Oh, I like the way we did that, actually. Ready?
Boom. But okay.
Boom.
3, 2, 1. Boom. There is a delay. 3, 2, 1.
Close the switch. Boom.
Boom.
Oh, forget it. People are going to switch off by now.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, listening. Chat to you later.
Over and out. Oops. Over and out. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.